Next speaker is Elias Jabbour. Elias Jabbour is adjunct professor at the Faculty of Economic Sciences in the postgraduate programs of the Economic Sciences and International Relations Department at the State University of Rio de Janeiro. He is also co-author of a very important book, Socialist Economic Development in the 21st Century. And some of you perhaps saw the webinar through which we launched it just a few months ago. It was a fascinating discussion, so perhaps you can go back and watch it as well. But Elias, the floor is yours.
Thanks, Rodrigo. I'm very glad to be here among a lot of friends, a lot of comrades. I love this group. This is my people, the Manifesto group, and my presentation will be based in a lot of points that I develop in about Brazilian challenges and about Brazilian problems and about Brazilian futures. But I'm sure, beside my research agenda about China and socialism, and I'm now focused in finding answers and answering to a key question. This question was raised by Natalia Urban too. The key question is how overcome the Bolsonaro, how to overcome Bolsonarism. I will read my presentation because to me it's more easy to use this way to presentation. Let's go. Overcoming Bolsonarism may be the greatest political challenge facing the current generation of politicians who are at the forefront of the Brazilian states, progressive parties, and social movements. I have said and written that we must look in a historical perspective how societies radicalized by the right managed the overcome of a certain state of mind. In this sense, the European example post-Second World War is classic, 2 points. 30 years of economic growth and the construction of a powerful welfare state. On the other hand, this development brought social mobility, low levels of unemployment, and horizons for future generations. In Eastern Europe, commanded by the communists, a strong culture of peace, international solidarity, and the woman emancipation had been planted. The Chinese Revolution and anti-colonial struggle were and remain clearly anti-fascist movements. On the other hand, in the US, United States, unlike the USSR, which the planning was focusing on the unification of its internal market and on the rural-urban transition, planning mechanisms served to seek full employment in the United States. The American dreams were real. Even so, with all the advance observed in the United States in the 30 years after Second World War, fascism and Nazism never ceased to be a society inclined to fascism and a source of inspiration for neo-Nazis around the world. In the Brazilian case, we identified all the characteristics of a society ready to be alienated and fascistic. Open a parenthesis. The people who were at the forefront of the coup attempt in early January were people who went through the real brainwashing, typical of hybrid wars. Economy in shambles, low self-esteem of the people, precariousness, excessive power to security apparatus like the military policies, and schemishness in relation to the armed force. Along this, the entire public debate dominated by a neoliberal view of the economy. On the other hand, a left or too cosmopolitan to be Brazilian or divided into sects that distorted the true meaning of what it means to be radical. Our country, completely dependent on commodity exports, has a double problem. The tendency of deteriorate the terms of trade and the reactionary nature of agribusiness are an objective fact of reality. I will tell you here to a false polemic. As a Leninist, I am a defender of the truth of a large-scale production agriculture, and I know very well about imperialism desire in destroy our large-scale production. But I want to see the political power of Brazilian agribusiness reduced to zero. In other hands, we have a tangle of contradictions to deal with and a single path demonstrated by the history. The reindustrialization. An interesting observation is necessary here. The first speech after the election results come out, Lula said that Brazil was back to the world. Every Brazilian progressive must observe this depth of this phrase and elaborate and see it as a way to elaborate in a way for the country. Once again, I returned to the opinions that I have given in my presentation and articles. Brazil must put a price in the so-called back the world. And the price, and this price, my point of view, is our reindustrialization that use this process as the engine for the transformation of Latin America in a big power bloc committed to world peace. Without the industrialization of Brazil, are very small the possibilities for Latin America and the world marked by clash of the large blocks of capitals. The overcoming of Bolsonarism, you all begin when you find a consensus in our society around the need for accelerated economic growth, industrialization, and construction of the material foundations for a Brazilian welfare state. Immediately, returning to the policy of correcting the minimum wage with a real gain is one step. Resuming public works and recomposing the role of BNDES, the Brazilian Bank of Development, and the Caixa Econômica. At the international level, Brazil must immediately return to the BRICS and propose, pay attention please, that the new development bank, the BRICS Bank, become an instrument capable to organize the financial interests of the countries that want to stop orbiting around the International Monetary Fund and the World Bank. A strong Brazil along China is an open possibility to expansion of trade and investment flows and planning of foreign trade within the scope of the South global countries. In other words, 2 points. New possibilities for transitions to socialism on the periphery of capitalism can be or could be opened up with the organization of the interests of the periphery based on the full integration of their countries and the planning of foreign trade. Returning to Brazil. Brazil must nationalize some concepts ensured by intellectuals from the center of capitalist system. For example, the concepts of sustainability, green economy, and the reactionary matching of carbon credits. Our national intelligence must review these concepts in light of the national and material needs of Brazilian people. In this respect, we should not, with concern, with the growing force that organizations such Open Society and others have exercised on so-called progressive thinking, thus it has caused us, including a great share in government for greater than many parts. Open Society, they have a great participation in our government, unfortunately. But we need to stop naturalizing the definition of this kind of organization to left-wing intellectuals. To Open Society is about a regime change process and nothing more. They are obstacles to a consensus on the left about the need need of our reindustrialization. Finally, the Brazilian challenge is immense, and the future of global South necessarily depends on the victory of the Brazilian people in this war of strategic dimensions. Thank you too much.
I'm Michael Hudson. I'm appearing here for the International Manifesto Group. If you like this video and ones like it, please subscribe. For more information, go to the address on the screen.